You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens twice a week.
Once a week.
Yeah, man, yeah, you got me there.
Back in the saddle.
It's a weekly show.
You guys just,
I think that was the original line. It's a weekly podcast.
was that
Yeah,
rehearsed, or did you guys just wing that?
Totally
I was just
Okay.
like, let's lay down the.
Let's do it.
What's the cards that computers used to function on?
Magic
Solitaire.
the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering. I just saw that Magic the Gathering card.
I don't know, man. I was born in the 80s, not the 70s. I don't know. I know what you're talking about, though. There's like punch cards.
Yeah.
I guess you just punch cards.
Computer punch cards.
Computer cards.
That had already been inserted, and I was just running off intro program 0.1.
Yeah. We didn't even make a big deal about being back.
No.
From our big hiatus.
That's true.
Our first ever non-Wednesday publication.
That's true. We get one out that week. It's good enough.
Yeah. How was the break for you?
It's fine.
Just fine?
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fucking great for
I mean,
me.
I got to
love it.
have a lot of sex the day we would normally be recording.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
good.
You and I bonded over it. Not the sex that we had with each other, but just the fact that we both.
We
had
could be
sex.
recording, guys.
I'm so glad
we are
we're
having
fucking
sex, yeah.
recording right now.
I know, man.
You guys
just
could
turn
do
on the
both.
mics.
You
Yeah.
could do both. Yeah.
Yeah. Josh is here.
I guess.
Yeah.
Hi, Josh.
Hello.
So 3 old guys play part 3 of an old game.
You have Phantasy Star IV. We might get done with this game before January is over.
That'd be nice.
We might. So can I ask you guys a question? How the fuck do you want to do this episode? Because I have 41 points to talk about for the rest of this game's story. And that's a lot. And if we spend 1 minute on each point, there's 41 minutes.
I want you to go over them like Job when he's in the new office in Arrested Development, going over all the ideas that Michael wrote down, just one after the other.
We could do that. We can do it fast Miller style if you want. Because I am not sure how entertaining that is going to be for a podcast.
There are probably a few points. I haven't seen your list, but there are probably a few points that I would want to talk about. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we can gloss over.
Yeah.
As the story's kind of all over the place, but
You do not want me to go into painstaking detail?
if you really want to, yeah.
I don't. I just needed that to be confirmed with everybody at the table.
I don't want you to waste your time either, though.
It's okay. It's all right. I was looking at these notes earlier today and I was like, God damn, this looks like a boring ass podcast right here. Where it's like, and then they go to this building and fight this monster.
We'll just
And then they go to this building and fight this monster. And then you meet this character.
we can do two. We can do
2
one
points.
where
Choose
where we,
2 of my 41 points.
Pick your best two.
Boil it down to 2. I need your gold and your silver points.
I was gonna say you could do one where you're just reading off the list for Nicole, just because she likes lists.
I can just
So-
email her the list.
Yeah, she'd appreciate that.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Well, first, I'm your bearded host, Tyler.
Hey, Tyler.
And this thing right here, this drink that I've made right in front of me, I've not tried yet. Actually, I'm calling it
Looks like Ecto Cooler.
I'm calling it an Ecto Cooler Iced Tea. Because this is all the ingredients for a Long Island iced tea, only Ecto Cooler instead of cola.
You're drinking out of a ginormous mason jar because you're Southern.
Right.
Yeah, of course. I did not realize how much, when I grabbed the bottle, the LIT mix, the alcohol bottle, I thought, oh, there's hardly anything left in that. Oh, there was more. Once you put it into a glass, it's way more than you think it would be.
Of the mixer? Of the alcohol.
The alcohol.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll put it in this giant glass.
Yeah.
So this is probably pretty potent.
Good. So you're going to just chug
So
it right
I'm gonna
now, right?
Yep.
I mean, that is a giant fucking glass. I'm like, that is as like I could dip my phone in it and it would be completely submerged. You're drinking out of a straw.
Yeah, it's gonna get you fucked up quicker.
That's not bad. But if you guys want to try the Ecto Cooler beverage,
I
I'll
would
try
like to
some.
try it. Yeah. Josh, you're
drink
on.
out the straw, Josh.
That's the
I'm being
drinking
insulted.
straw.
I drink like a man.
You know where my mouth
I'm
is.
drinking
That's true.
like a man.
I still remember that. We were to the
not
Mexican
bad,
restaurant that the server gave me shit for asking for a straw.
What did he say? Drink it like a man?
It was-
No,
an
she
old-
said, yeah, it was an old woman, and she's like, "Are you guys gonna be pussies or something?
I remember
Are you gonna drink
that.
it like a man?
I remember
You
that.
want a straw? You pussy."
I don't understand why you were
I might
upset.
be remembering it a little wrong, but pretty sure that's all.
You little bitch.
That ain't bad.
Pussy ass bitch.
I like this. You know what it kind of reminds me of?
What?
Pool water, and I mean that in a really good way.
Let me just hover this giant glass right above your soundboard. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
please.
like that. Okay.
Let's just tempt
Pool
fate.
water from the public pool.
Yeah.
You know, that light, that's nice shade of green.
No, the church pool,
Oh, okay.
the nice pool.
Let's see. And I guess I was also going to talk that I'm still psychologically, well, I don't know if we want to delve into it, how much game talk we're willing to cram in.
I don't give a shit. Delve into it.
I'm still psychologically recovering from the 3 hours that Dave, Melissa, and then sometimes Josh spent on eFuck the other day for Sean McElwain's birthday.
Still thinking about those.
African sex rituals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, those stuck with me, especially the circumcision,
Oh.
female and male circumcisions that we watched.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
We committed. That is the first time I believe like we have sat down and just like Clockwork Orange style, like, nope, we're all in. Let's watch this.
that was a 16-minute video. We saw
Most everything on eFuck is 2 to 5.
right. So it's like horrible stuff, but it's over pretty quick. This was very long.
It's-
Josh, you were grimacing.
It's all a
No,
documentary. so
I
it's
guess.
like,
I mean, I was in the other room playing Game of Thrones, so
it's supposed to
I
be
guess-
a board game night, which spent like you guys filled up on Game of Thrones playing it in one room. So
I
they-
would like times on turns that were not mine. I would come in and get the highlights of VFucked. Yeah, but
Yeah.
but I guess I missed that one. Thankfully, I think I missed that one.
It was awful.
Oh man,
It was awful. We
Oh,
saw
man.
a lot of awful things. I'm glad that it wasn't just me that it stuck with, because like that all went down Friday night, and then Saturday morning, I mean, I felt empty inside. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. Like I got out and showered. It
You're
was.
just shivering in the shower.
I mean, that's not too far off. I mean, I did tell Nikki that morning. I was like, look, I know it's different in like a medical hospital, but like I am so glad that we decided not to have Henry circumcised,
Yeah,
because like
oh man,
seeing that and like hearing the kid react was just like, oh my god.
hearing the snap,
Yeah, it was not a good scene.
it was like breaking a good chocolate bar, like that snap.
Not a bad chocolate bar.
Well, a bad chocolate bar just goes like a Hershey bar, just kind
Mushes?
of yeah.
Yeah.
A good chocolate bar will have an audible like
Foreskin snap
Yeah,
to it,
it'll
right.
sound like foreskin being nailed to a log.
How did they do it? This wasn't like the
you wanna know?
the Jewish like rabbi like
trigger
biting it off, is it?
Did you keep both eyes open?
I've heard anecdotes about
This would
that.
okay. So before we talk about this, huge trigger warning.
Fuck it. We don't need to do trigger warnings. If someone listening at this
I
point
literally-
hasn't been like, maybe I should, I don't know. I don't like
I
general
literally
English.
just said rabbi biting the foreskin
Oh,
off.
that's
So
that's religion. That's fine.
I think they just suck the blood, right?
I don't know.
Is that
I
thought
guess
that-
I guess I
That's how
don't
they
really know.
closed. I know that's how they closed the wound.
Oh wait, is that vampires that I'm thinking of?
Yeah, rabbis are actually Jewish vampires, and they wanted a good way to like baby blood's the best.
Yeah,
So
clearly.
there's
Sorry.
there's a thing about all those
To all the
moils
rabbis.
giving babies herpes because they were doing that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. Sorry, rabbis listening, by the way.
Our huge rabbi base.
Especially rabbis.
Our
with
rabbi
herpes.
fan base. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be really cool if we had like a huge rabbi fan
We're
base
huge in the
that
Jewish community.
Yeah, that we didn't know about.
Hasidic Jews love us.
Love us. I mean, think about how many times have we talked about pork? Not often.
None. We're not that crazy about bacon.
No.
No Jim Gaffigan's here. Okay, but here we go. If you don't want to listen to this, you can fast forward it a little bit. I would recommend it.
I like bacon too, for the record, but like the amount of meat per calories, fuck bacon. It's just a hard one where it's
Like
just like
80 calories a slice of bacon, basically.
yeah, it's like, do I want bacon on this burger, or do I want to have 200 calories that I can eat later?
Or have an additional patty and make it a double cheeseburger.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I gotta go double patty every day of the week.
But because there were like the scarification was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
They talked about like that's sexy.
Yeah,
and
just because it was kids mainly. Like,
yeah. They wanted to make a point that every culture in the world, go back far enough, they all have this shit. So everybody's
Right.
fucked up. Humanity's fucked up.
Right.
It's not like Africa is just fucked up.
Right.
We all are.
right.
But the scarification and then talking about what they would do if like another tribe member wandered into their territory.
Yeah, an outsider, an invader.
Ooh.
Yeah. What they do.
Showed the removal of the penis from via knife.
And the balls.
Oh, man. Oh.
The best part of that scene was the big splurt of Mortal Kombat style blood that
Yep.
came out afterwards, where it
Oh,
was
man.
like Baraka cutting a dude's head off.
Yep.
That's what it fucking looked like, except it wasn't bright red neon blood. It was like the deep fucking dark red blood where it's like, ooh, that's
Your lifeblood.
That's dick blood.
I couldn't even get my dog fixed.
Yeah,
I just
get
couldn't
it.
do it to him.
I didn't get iron fixed either, man, because it's tough, man. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
So new rule, I guess, in the post-apocalyptic TADPOG nation.
No castrations?
Yeah, no castrations. Just, I understand we may go to war with like neighboring tribes, stuff like that, but let's just leave the dick.
Because what was
I
it?
agree.
Like circumcision back then was just basically that's how that one tribe differentiated themselves. Like, oh no, we just cut part of our dicks off.
Yeah.
So that's how we'll do the opposite. The Tadpog plus
We'll grow our dicks.
Yeah. we'll grow
More,
them out.
we'll grow them out.
Our foreskins stretching rituals. That's going to be tough for me. And I'm assuming you as well. But I don't know much about your dicks.
Well, people try to get it back.
We'll need to
There's a
change
whole
that.
thing with people like
I've heard that. Is that
putting
true?
like weights and stuff on it to try and regrow their foreskin.
Is that just like being mad at mom and dad? Like,
Yeah, because not giving you the choice. Yeah, it is.
I kind of get that. I mean, it's like I don't want to put weights on my wiener, but I do think it would be kind of cool to like know what it's like to have foreskin.
Yeah,
my
supposedly
pleasure pocket.
Supposedly it's better.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. But then I could satisfy no woman. So I mean, it's probably good that I don't have it.
I'm trying to think of other videos we watched on eFuck, but that one's just so pervasive into my memory.
Oh yeah, that was really bad. So you wanted to know how they did it, Josh? How they performed the circumcision?
sure.
I mean, you did ask.
If
that,
it's
right?
not if it's not a rabbi biting it off,
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be.
This is a case of do you really want to know?
For the sake of Tadpog Nation, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, hit me with it.
So here's what they did. They had this rock on the ground, this big rock, and they put the wiener on the ground like they're making a little Subway sandwich.
Okay.
And they pulled the bit that they wanted to cut off.
Is Jared there?
They pulled the foreskin. Jared is like beady eyes.
That's
in the
where it all
background,
started.
Right? he doesn't say anything. He just opens his mouth and points his finger in there.
Man, I haven't seen you make that motion since the city game.
Yeah, I know. So they set it up on this rock, and then they have just a razor blade and a stone, and then they put the razor blade over the part that they want gone, and they just whap with the stone, and then the kid screams, and my heart breaks. And then they show, okay, if there is a funny thing about the scene, which there's not, but if there is, it's when they pan over the kids who haven't had it done yet. Because these weren't like newborn children. These were like 4, 5, 6-year-old children.
Yeah.
So like they kind of pan up and like the first kid is just like, oh my God. And then they like kind of pan over the rest of the group. And they're all like, I could see them trying to like deal with the fact that they're next.
Is that one kid in the back that's smiling?
Yeah.
I think way worse was the female.
Oh yeah.
That might be like the most gruesome, horrific thing I've ever seen or heard of or.
I mean, are we just talking about genital mutilation?
Yeah,
Is that,
basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's the name of this episode. welcome to Wednesdays
Phantasy Star IV.
and genital mutilation. Hey Melissa, welcome to the room. We're talking about that e-fucked video we watched on Friday.
Oh yeah, whenever Melissa has to see that's the most freaked out I've seen her in a while.
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah.
Because that was her equipment. So
The
had you been introduced to eFucked before, or was that your first? Okay. So at least yeah.
All pro.
Yeah,
You're-
I know.
You're a vet. That's good. Good for you. Me too.
That's what I told after I was like, you're just awesome. Like you just sat there and watched all of E-Fuck with
You
Eve and
watched
I.
all of that circumcision.
You were a trooper.
Male and female. Achievement unlocked.
Okay. That's
Feels
all,
like
that's all I got.
That's what you
It
got.
feels like I just watched too many Black Mirror episodes.
I haven't watched
Like
Black
you've
Mirror.
got that.
man.
Oh, you've got that like soul hurt feeling.
Man, that is, you're right. It is sort of like that.
I kind of feel like I want to eat too many Skittles sometimes. Like a whole bag where it's like I feel full, but at the same time, my solar plexus kind of burns. That's kind of how I
Sour
feel.
Patch Kids. I get like really like nauseous and kind of,
That raw tongue.
yeah, I get like, I call it the corn syrup 6. Because I can't take much corn syrup without just like, man, it makes me feel terrible for a long time.
That's how I am about movie theater butter now. Like when I get popcorn at the movie,
Liquid plastic?
I mean, it is like that lubes.
Yeah, it's not actually butter. Just FYI, anybody curious, it is like 0% butter.
It's motor oil.
That shit, whatever it is, lubes the entire inside of my body. Like, I mean, it is like, and it's like, I never noticed that as a kid, but it's when I get popcorn now with butter, like when they accidentally when I see them putting it in, I'm like, because it like, I mean, it just everything, it just, all the tubes are just like finely polished and just like glistening, just ready for food to just whoosh,
Slide right there.
go right through there. Like the luge. What's up, internet? Would you like to hear about my
Fried chicken legs go in and they come out smooth.
just bones? Meat gone, bones come out the butt. That's how I roll. Would you like to hear about my suicide notebook?
Uh-huh.
That's what I came with, my suicide notebook. We've got at work.
So this sounds like an anime you're about to tell us about.
No. Things are about to get really uncomfortable in the next 5 minutes. When I pull out this revolver, it's been nice
One
knowing
bullet.
everybody. It's painted like a bee. I have a suicide notebook at work. We all have notebooks at work that are like they're blank pages, and we use them as like sketchbooks to like do thumbnails and jot down ideas and stuff. And I've got a friend at work who is self-publishing an album. He's done a few, but he's got a new one coming out, which is really good. When it's actually pressed to vinyl, I'd love to plug it on the show. He has put a lot of work into it, and it sounds really good. And he has asked me to help him with the album cover. So I've been helping him with that. And one of the ideas that we had was it'd be really cool because it's like this blues. It's kind of like got this live feeling to it. It's not super polished. It's like it was produced like at a studio, but like, I mean, it's kind of gritty. So I was like, well, what about, we were talking about how to do the track listing on the back. And I was like, well, what if you like just hand wrote everything? Like you just hand wrote the track list and we'll pull it in and play with the type a little bit. And so we tried it, and it looked great, except his handwriting isn't, it's good, and it's legible, but like me kind of just being like a type nerd, I'm like, well, maybe you could like, can you rewrite some of these words? So one of the tracks is called Suicide Blues. And the way the D and the E looked on the way he wrote suicide, I was like, I don't know. It kind of looks like it's kind of smudged or something like that. And he was-
Suicide.
Yeah. No one's going to know. What's suicide? So I was like, can you write it a few times and like we can scan in the one that's best? So he grabbed my notebook from my desk and just starts writing suicide over and over and over again on it. Just suicide. And we're looking at it as like just two guys who are like working on an album cover. And then like, I swear it was like 20 seconds of him writing suicide where we both at the same fucking moment realized like how fucking insane this must look like to anybody else in the world who would happen to walk in and be like,
It's the American Psycho where he's doing the crossword and it's just meat, bone,
right,
meat, bone.
yeah, exactly. So I left it out. That's kind of been the thing that I've done since he did it, was just kind of leave it out and open for a week just to see if anybody would notice or say anything.
Yeah.
And someone did today. They just said, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And it was one of those.
Hey,
where,
buddy, how are you feeling?
right? Yeah, it was one of those
Okay.
where it was like I didn't even like this thing's been on my desk for a week, and it's like I don't even think about it anymore. And I'm like,
Just wondering, what can you take with you?
right. So that's my suicide notebook.
It's pretty like that.
There we go. I thought I'd save it for the show. This is what happens when we go to once a week. We get some good suicide notebook stories, circumcisions.
Ooh.
What's up, Josh?
Hey guys.
Do you have any schlong skin or suicide
I've got
stories?
I parted with my schlong skin a long time ago.
Okay, now I know this for sure
yeah.
about you. I just assumed.
Which going back to that, I don't know that I would want. You said it felt better, I guess, but I don't.
That what?
How do you know? Did I misunderstand? Sex feels better.
No, it's
Is it
supposed
more
to feel better
sensitive?
when you
Okay.
have the foreskin.
How do you find that out? Does somebody
Just
volunteer?
a dude tells you.
Yeah, does somebody volunteer? I'm uncircumcised now and having sex. Let me
put it in.
yeah.
Cut this off. I'll
Cut
check
this off.
out.
I'll have sex again, and then I'll rate it like 1 to 10.
That's just science.
We'll also know you're getting rid of a lot of nerve endings when you cut it off.
Oh, yeah, I just figured it's skin, but I don't know. I already spend a lot of time washing it in the shower.
Yeah.
I would have to spend even
lot-
more
a
time.
lot of
yeah,
time,
a lot of time. I've got a really clean dick, guys.
Super
That's what they
dry.
call me, old clean dick Josh.
Super dry, but very clean. It's like a snake molting.
Yeah, just
I've got a washer
every
rag that's
few
shaped
weeks
like a
you just peel the skin off and toss it in the trash.
Oh,
and
that's a good image. I like that. That's how you can tell how old Josh is.
you got this. Yeah, you got this like fresh. It's like exfoliating.
It's a gritty wash rag just shaped like a circle. that you're just gripping.
I do not want to think about exfoliating my wiener. That sounds awful.
What were we talking about?
I don't know.
How you wash your wiener?
Okay.
Oh, we were talking about how it's feels better to be non-circumcised.
I mean, that'd be cool, I guess, but I not knowing, I think ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's kind of like whether you wipe sitting down or standing up, right? I'll never know what it's like to wipe standing up because I'll never fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an animal.
Agreed.
I had an incredibly weird dream the other day about wiping.
Okay, your butt. Okay. Melissa's cringing. This is a good sign.
Because it was a dream, like we were at Melissa's like family reunion, and I was naked for most of it. And her whole family, like extended family, people I didn't know, were at this big like mansion type place, and we had to go to this meeting room for some reason to sort of talk about like how we were going to plan out the day's activities. And I just went in there naked, and like somebody was speaking, and I laid down on the floor naked with a trash can beside me. I remembered like, oh man, I didn't wipe. So while they're having this meeting,
That's a problem.
I'm just wiping and throwing in the trash can beside me.
Oh man.
And then somebody behind me, some member of her family goes, gross.
I think that's warranted. Yeah.
And then I hear them and I look at her, I'm like, is this gross?
It's
And she's like, yes, dear, it's gross. And then I felt super embarrassed.
You reminded me.
It was gross. It was gross because you're throwing it away in the trash can.
Right.
You're supposed to flush that, Tyler.
I don't know if you're joking or not, but I'm with you. In a weird way, I think that is the grossest part about it.
Everybody has to wipe. That's just part of nature, all right?
I do not want to think about shit rags in the trash can. Oh man. You reminded me of that George on that episode of Seinfeld where he fucked the cleaning lady at work. Was that wrong?
Should I not have done that? Because I just like looked at Melissa and just like completely like, is this gross? Yes, dear, it's very gross. I just remember in the dream just having this overwhelming shame. Oh man.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Good old shame dream.
Phantasy Star IV?
Yeah, you want to do it?
Yeah, let's do
You
it.
want me to start at point 1?
Yeah.
And move on down?
Is point one of your two points
Well,
you've
look,
chosen?
yes, it is. I'm going to be real with you. The last time I tried to fucking open my notes, Evernote crashed. And if it does it again, we'll just we'll wing
it.
this shit. I feel like people come to expect, not really coherent information from us. So I feel like that's
Just-
fine.
You're not here for news. You're not.
I'm just picturing a new TADPOG listener just taking notes, and then he hears that and just like sets the notebook and pencil down to coherent information.
Turns off his Zune.
Let's see. It did not open on my iPad, so now I'm going to try it on my phone.
Yeah, Ecto Cooler Iced Tea is not bad. Not bad. It's better than I thought it would be.
It is not bad.
I wonder what Melissa thinks about it. So I just said that, and just immediately her lips almost touched her chin in a deep frown.
Are you not a fan of Ecto Cooler, Melissa? No? Is it because of Slimer, or does it have anything to do with Ghostbusters? You like Slimer? You're pro Slimer. Cartoon Slimer or movie Slimer? Yeah. Cartoon Slimer doesn't make sense. Do they ever address that in the cartoon?
In the cartoon, nothing made sense. Like you've got the weird demonic ghost. I mean, they're pretty strange ghosts in the movies, yeah. Mm-hmm. But like every ghost in the Ghostbusters cartoon had like a random mouth in its chest or stomach.
Yeah, that mythology goes way deeper than I would have thought. Way deeper.
It was originally supposed to be like ghost busting in space, right? They were supposed to be like traveling on spaceships. Yeah, I think that was the original script. The like Dan Aykroyd's a little weird. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
no.
I've heard his vodka is really, really good though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he had a
What's it
vodka.
called?
It's in the decanter is a skull. I know that.
Is it just called Dan Aykroyd's vodka?
Dan Aykroyd's skull. Drink vodka out of it.
All right, I was able to retrieve my notes. Here we go. I don't know where we left off in the story, but I can tell you the first thing on this list is in my notes we left off with Alice getting hit with a dark wave and she's dying, and the heroes retreated from Zio's castle. Zio, the dark magician. What we forgot to mention is that before you leave Zio's castle, you save a new character who joins your party. We didn't talk about Demi, who is the female. Well, she's an android, but they made her look like a woman. I don't know why.
Yeah. Easier for the boys, tough girl.
That's really the only reason, right? That's really the only reason.
You got to make your androids fuckable, boys or girls.
Why do androids need gender?
Yeah.
They don't.
You're right. We do. To become part of our tribe.
All right.
They do. So I
I'm gonna make an AI that's able to help run our planet. Yeah, but what gender is it? Like, can I fuck it?
Can I fuck that?
Can I fuck it? Can my wife fuck it? Like,
who can fuck this?
I didn't think about it, but you're right. She obviously has a very female personality, and she actually is kind of shy because whenever you get an upgrade for her at one point in the game, she makes you turn around,
right,
so she can install it on herself.
Right.
Wren, the other android that you get later in the game, doesn't do that. He's not so modest.
No. He is a male android with a big wiener. That's why, I feel like.
It's a shower, android model shower.
And a grower. He transcends. He reaches across the aisle. I did not like Demi. I didn't think that she was very useful at all.
I really liked her.
See, Demi was one of my favorite characters.
She took over my healing. I was happy with that. Just let everybody else do damage.
Demi until Raja, and then
I guess
Raja was all right. I ended up picking what is her name? Kyra, maybe. Kyra, yeah.
The Esper.
Yeah, she was in my main party by the end. She was my main healer. But I liked her because she could pull like healing on her own.
Demi.
No.
Kyra.
Okay. Kyra, whatever.
Cairo.
Who
knows?
She was a good enough healer on her own. Plus, she, whenever she needed to be, she could be offensive magic as well. She's a good complement to Rune.
Dirty jokes.
Yeah.
Very, very offensive magic.
But yeah, I didn't realize till we actually started talking.
Her spells are all racial slurs.
You get plenty of healers. That's like the miscellaneous party member that you get, like that fifth member that keeps changing is like
typically
almost a healer. Yeah.
It was nice. The only thing I liked about Demi was the fact that she, like you said, she allows all your other characters in your party to attack, namely Rika. Because like we said in previous episodes, I always hated healing with Rika because I knew how potent she was with physical damage. Demi is supposed to be in control of Nervous, which is not just a funny name. It is what is controlling. It's in this game. There are a whole bunch of fucking things that control the atmosphere and just how everything anything that keeps people alive, there's like 5 different things that control it.
Right. From what I understand in this solar system that you are living, no planet is naturally inhabitable.
Right.
They have really just terraformed the fuck out of these planets.
It's a raw deal.
And have all these systems in place to keep it inhabitable, and they're starting to shut down. So Nervous is one of them, which is controlled by like these substations, which is controlled by the satellite, which is controlled by another satellite.
Which really is one of those things that makes the game feel like it's made up on the fucking fly. Like, because it's like, oh, cool, you guys...
J.J. Abrams wrote this game, cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, man, ooh, you thought that restoring power to Nervous was going to save the planet. Well, it turns out I could have told you guys this earlier, but it's actually controlled by a satellite, which is also out of power. So Demi wants to get back to Nervous so that she can try to regain control of the planet. But she can't do it because the fucking dark magician Zio has built his fucking castle on top of Nervous. So Alice is dying in bed, and the party figures that Rune can use his magic to revive her. So now they've got 2 different fucking things they got to do.
Teal hair Severus Snape.
Rune?
Yep.
Yes. We've got Grizz, Chaz, and Demi. They head out to find Rune in a Land Rover. And Josh, you mentioned vehicles.
These vehicles.
In a previous
I love
episode.
the vehicles. That was so new to me in an RPG. I mean, I had the experience of Final Fantasy 3 or 6, whichever you prefer, flying around in the airship. Actually, all the Final Fantasies, you fly around in the airship, you get a boat or something. But if you get in a battle, you're using your characters to fight in those battles. Well, in this, you're in a Land Rover. Your Land Rover has laser cannons and bombs and shit.
You fight with the Land Rover.
Yeah. You can just demolish anything. Yeah.
You only get half the experience for battles when you're in a vehicle, but it doesn't matter because you're pretty much guaranteed to win every fight.
Right.
In the Land Rover.
Right. There are other vehicles.
Yeah,
but
eventually it's just like, if you get in a battle, you better fucking run.
just run. Yeah, because the vehicle can be destroyed. Like, if it gets down to 0, it's
you've
game
got
over.
shield points or something. But, I mean, they regenerate by the next battle. Yeah. Actually, you get like a full regeneration.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so. Or it may have just been so much that I assumed it was, but...
I didn't do a whole lot of battles in the vehicles. And a lot of it was because I thought it was cool. Like, I thought it was a neat aspect of the game because I haven't played a game that had done that before. What I didn't like about it was I really just wanted to use the vehicles to go from point A to point B.
It made me mad because I didn't want to get in random battles.
Right.
I didn't think you should.
Right. And the whole point of having the Land Rover is that it can go over quicksand. So, like, it opens up parts of the map that you weren't able to get to before. And you have to use the Land Rover to get over some quicksand to meet Rune in Lydia Tower. He is there for the Psycho Wand, which is an item that we've also talked about in previous episodes. He needs the Psycho Wand so that he can destroy the magical barrier in Zaya's castle that's first of all, making Zio invincible, and secondly, Zio set up a barrier that no one can pass through. Because he's using dark force energy to close off the entrance to Nervous. So you go through a dungeon, you get the Psycho Wand, and then everyone returns to Alice. That's when Rune decides to reveal that there's a bigger problem than Zio. Zio is worshipping an entity called Dark Force. And Dark Force has come up before in Phantasy Star games, right?
It's typically
that's
the
what
villain.
Alice killed in the Phantasy Star 1.
I think, yeah. I mean, I haven't played Phantasy Star 1.
From what I understand, it's the villain in pretty much all
In
the
Phantasy
series,
Star.
because that was the villain in Phantasy Star Online.
And I remember
'cause
Dark
Rune
Force.
talks about every 1,000 years or something like that. Like
Right.
a group of heroes are born that stop it.
Right. And I remember Dark Force being at least mentioned in Phantasy Star 2. I didn't finish it, so I don't know if that was the final boss or not. So Dark Force is Overlord for Zio. The group then, with this information and Psycho Wand, return to Zio's fort. They use the Psycho Wand on the magical barrier and then gain entrance to Nervous.
Which is not a mechanic to use it that they explain very well.
The
It caused me
Psycho
to die. I think I mentioned this on the last episode we did.
Because you have to use it. It's not just equipping it as a weapon. You
Right.
actually have to select it as an item and use
Right.
it. So once they knock down the barrier, they enter Nervous, and they at the very end of this dungeon, Nervous is a dungeon. You have to fight Zio again. You have to use the Psycho Wand on Zio to make him vulnerable, and then you can the party destroys him. Once Zio is defeated, Demi crawls up inside of Nervous and starts the process of regaining.
Crawls all up inside.
I mean, she's like entering a giant, it looks like a fucking mech she's climbing into. And she essentially says, I'm done. This is my job now. I have to like do important world saving things here. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you should go see my master, Wren, who is totally in a satellite named Zelen, which actually is in charge of Nervous. A thing that I probably could have told you guys a long time ago, but since I'm making the story up as I go, I'm deciding to tell you right now.
Well, here's the thing about like, all right, Mega Man. I said that man that was country. Mega Man. Mega Man and Mega Man X. Because the thing is, Mega Man X was made around the same time as Mega Man, and then whenever you play as Mega Man X, it's like 1,000 years in the future, but like the rest of the technology in the world has caught up to Mega Man X. So it's like whatever this small, because no one knows that it hasn't been revealed in the Mega Man lore, like exactly what it is and where in the world is this place where Dr. Wily and Dr. Light live and make Zero and Mega Man and
Right.
all this kind of stuff. But it's theorized that they're in a walled off city that hoards its knowledge and doesn't share it with the rest of the world. So it took the rest of the world 1,000 years to catch up because by the time Mega Man X is lit out, he should be obsolete.
Because
So
he's
that's-
fucking old as shit.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the same way like Wren is. We talked about this last time a little bit. Like Wren's thousands of years old, yet still like, oh, you're cutting edge technology.
Wren is a badass. Josh, I remember you saying that Wren was your favorite character.
Yeah, he was my favorite character. He carried me through several boss fights. It was just, in fact, the final boss, it was just him and Chaz left.
Oh, you did better than me.
Because it was just, those were the only two I like. It was such a drain on my resources to keep the others alive. I just fucking let them go.
You didn't revive him?
No, I did a few times until it was just like too much work to keep them alive. So I just let Wren and Chaz were the only two strong enough to take like 3 or 4 hits before I needed to heal them. And so I would just attack a few times, heal, attack a few times, heal. The others were like dead in like 2 or 3, 1 or 2 attacks, and I just such a drain on the resources.
Yeah.
So fuck them. I made a very brutal call, but I mean that.
I get it. Wren is
You're like Obama's death panels, dog. Damn.
Wren is a fucking badass. He is the tank in the game. I feel like with like Wren is so welcome in the party after Alice is no longer there. Like you need Wren, you need him because like the moment Alice is no longer in the party, I feel like there's a void there where it's like I feel like the game is actually difficult for that stretch.
Well, you get Ray. And she's really good. Chaz is okay too. Chaz is a pretty strong character, but Ray is really good. But she starts off at level 1 when everybody else is like level 15 or so. So she's got a little catching up to do. But yeah, by the time you get, you've got Wren and Rune, which Rune is a pretty powerful damage dealer, but he cannot take a hit.
Right. At one point in the game, I had to equip him with 2 shields.
Oh yeah,
No weapon, just 2 shields.
you
'Cause
didn't want to use that Psycho one.
He would get hit and just fucking crumble.
But yeah, it's Wren is so fucking nice because he's a tank. He's got a lot of hit points, a lot of defense. He self heals.
Yes.
In an emergency, he can full heal himself, and
With the
he's
repair kit?
Yeah, well, the repair kit and I think the abilities recover or something like that. Which he's got plenty of. By the end of the game, I had like 30 of them.
And he gets an ability later on that allows him to just outright destroy a monster that is robotic.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. Something Pulse, where it's just like
you're right.
you can use it on a boss. There's a boss of like 3 mechanical soldiers that you can just fucking drop it at the beginning, and they're gone.
Right. That's where I grinded out a few levels toward the end of the game. I forgot what dungeon.
What is the
it
past
was.
tense of that? Grinded, ground
Ground
out.
out?
That doesn't
Yeah,
sound right
ground,
either.
Yeah. It is probably ground. Yeah. But it was in one of those bases. I can't remember the name of it. It was where you do one of the side missions, the bounties, whatever.
Guantanamo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guantanamo. Yeah. It was in that base because I didn't get the most experiences from fighting those enemies, but yeah, I could just demolish them with what is that grav variant of runes between that and pulse.
Grav.
I
Where
would
it
just
attacks everything.
right. Yeah. It would just demolish any robotic enemies. They were super easy fights. I could just grind out levels like that. Yeah.
Let's see. Demi uses Nervous to reveal the spaceport. This is where you finally get access to a space vessel that you take to Zelan, where the power is out. They have a simple problem, and that's that the power is out.
We need an ancient and foreign power, an electrician.
Right. Yes. If only we could reach out to the year 19. Fuck. If only we could reach out to like 1780. I don't know, guys. I don't know when electricity was invented.
I think the
A
Egyptians were
Benjamin
making-
Franklin.
I know that's the only thing I can pull is like Ben Franklin with a key and a
We
kite.
need a kind of key.
We need a kitist.
Ancient aliens had those showed those Egyptian batteries. So Egyptians
Right.
had batteries. Ancient Egyptians are still Egyptians around today, but ancient.
Says you.
I hear Egypt has batteries, guys.
Prove it. So this is where they meet. So you get in that little space vessel, and then you fly away, and then you meet Wren, who we just talked about, a huge android. They make a note to
How tall
to
he is,
exclaim how enormous he is. But when I see him, he just looks like an anime boy.
Anime boy with cheek stereos.
Yeah, with cheek stares, but the rest of his body is like Terminator 2 or something. So I don't know what his deal was.
How do we make this robot fuckable? Put an anime boy face on it. Okay, done.
Nailed it.
How can we make Bailey War want to fuck this robot? Anime boy face.
Anime boy
There
face.
you go.
So Wren informs the party that sorry, the problem cannot be fixed here because the power's out. You must travel to a satellite called Koren in order to restore the power. I don't know why you can't. I don't know why they didn't install the power switch on the satellite, but you can't.
Or why Wren
do it.
didn't go. He's just like, I'm just waiting up here, dude.
Yeah, maybe. I guess he didn't have a spaceship, which seems really weird.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right. Yeah.
they just were. I guess they were just like, you're in control. Like it sounds like somebody just wanted to get rid of him. Where it's like, hey, you want to be in control of a satellite? Get on
I
board.
can't quit fucking this robot. What are we gonna
You're
do?
right.
Put it up in this. A jealous husband put up the satellite, the robot in a satellite.
This anime boy robot is destroying my marriage. So you guys take off to Koren, and everything is fine. It's fine. And then a fucking chaos sorcerer sabotages your engines, and Wren is forced to make a crash landing on the second planet of the solar system, Deserus,
Which I actually thought was a pretty funny scene.
because Chaz is losing his shit.
Yeah, Chaz is losing his shit. Everybody else is totally cool.
Yeah, just like.
Yeah, just a crash landing.
With, like Wren, I understand because he's an android and he's just like stoically gonna crash land this thing. But like, I feel like everybody else is just like, Rika is like 1 year old. I feel like
Yeah,
maybe
she doesn't get it.
You know, she's excited.
I see.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, she's excited.
New experiences. And Rune's a nihilist. He's like, we're all
That's
fucking dead
fine.
anyway.
You guys don't know it yet, but I'm a god. I'll share that later. Another thing that I probably could have told you.
Not a god, a
immediately.
Lutz. God, that was so stupid. I guess I'm a third generation Lutz.
We're not there yet, but we will be.
Spoilers, I guess.
And that hits me weird because there's a girl we went to high school with that I did not like.
Who
That
was a
her-
god.
That was her last name. I went to school with God. We're pretty old.
Lutz, if someone asks if you're a god, say yes. So you make Wren makes the crash landing on Deseris, which is an alien planet with a blizzard problem. They got a nonstop blizzard.
I like the way you said that.
Blizzard
With
problem.
a blizzard problem.
They got a blizzard problem.
It's like what I got whenever I go to Dairy Queen.
I feel like this
Oh.
I feel like this is a lot of a wall of text, and I'm trying to say things funny so that they're interesting.
Don't worry, I'm a little floaty. So I'm just thinking about blizzards.
We can go. You want to stop right? We got like 40 minutes. We can get to Dairy Queen before they close.
That's true. Shit.
We can just stop it right now. Go get blizzards, and then
The new Royal Blizzards are pretty good.
the Royal Blizzards. Is that a Lord Blizzard?
They got it owns a land in Scotland. It's got like the Royal Oreo Blizzard has a core of fudge.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Oreos have a core of fudge, or the Blizzard has
The Blizzard itself, the center going all the way, the very center going all the way down from top to bottom is just fudge.
much like the Death Star,
Much like, yeah.
as we learn in Rogue One. Spoilers.
I'm gonna eat this vent.
So you crash land on the planet with a blizzard problem, and you crash land on top of a temple, which is the home to a healer that we mentioned earlier named Raja, who is a native
Tiger from Aladdin.
Dazorian. Tiger from Aladdin? Who is Tiger?
Raja the tiger is a tiger.
Okay, I gotcha. So that actually, I'm glad you bring that up, because like, how did you pronounce this name? It's Raja. I pronounced it Raja, but is it Raha?
Ray
or-
J
Ray J
from the Wu-Tang Clan.
from fucking
Who fought
Kim Kardashian fame.
Yeah. And Brandy's brother fame.
I like the Ray J with the hard J. Yeah,
Ray J.
Ray J.
That's how.
This is my healer, Ray J. Sup?
Ray,
You jerking off to this video? I know you better jerk it hard, dog.
I did several
Yeah.
times. Yeah. And every now and then I remember that video, and it's like, oh, it's like a little present. It's like when I find $5 in my jacket from last year, like where it's like, ooh, I forgot there's this thing that I can masturbate to. Cool. And then I turn it on, and every time it's like diminishing returns. Every time it's like, this isn't as good as I remember.
Yeah, 20 more years. It's not going to be usable at all.
So I'm just going to go ahead and show notes. I'm going to have the Kim Kardashian sex video in there. And that'll be in 2017, it'll be our second most searched term, right underneath Tara Reid nip slip.
I like that. What I believe Phil told us today, that if you just Google Tara Reid nip slip, Tadpog is the number 2 hit for that search term.
Yeah.
Nice.
So everybody
Nice,
Google
guys.
Really
Tara Reid
weird.
nip slip.
Congratulations! Wow,
Here's a little.
I'm really proud of you guys.
I know. We need to see if she'll come on the show.
Yeah. Could you come on and talk about your weird nipples?
Everyone tweet Tara need to be on this podcast.
Please don't listen to. Please don't fucking tweet Tara Reid. She is like.
She will destroy my house.
She is.
She will end Western Kentucky.
I know that feels like we're punching up, but we are not. So please do not tweet Tara Reid. So Ray J is looking for adventure and tells the group that he will forgive them for destroying his temple if they let him tag along.
If you be my friend, you can break my house.
Like Tara Reid, who has to make a crash landing on your house. Ray J says that he knows where they can find a new spaceship so that they're no longer...
Conveniently, yeah. I see you just crash landed in your spaceship. I think I know where another one is. You guys need another one?
And it does feel like...
But its fuel is friendship.
Yes, its fuel is sucking my dick. So...
Fuel in my balls.
Yeah, I need you. There's only one way to get it out.
Oh, what was it? Except there are two different, because Saint Zach has two catchphrases. In which case, I remember one, Josh, you asked like one morning where your keys were, and one response was, if they were up your ass, you'd know it, which is true. If your keys were up your ass, you would indeed be aware.
I think, like, yeah, if they were just shoved up there recently, yeah, I'd be aware. I guess you may get used to it
Probably.
after a while.
Probably.
And the other being, let's see, how do we phrase it? It's something about it being in his dick, and you can suck it out.
It's in my dick. Why don't you suck it out?
Something like that.
Some way
Something about freeing
a
it from his
dick
balls.
and sucking. Something about a dick and sucking. Yeah. If it was in my dick, it's in my dick. Why don't you come suck it out?
There
I
you
think
go.
that-
There you go.
Which is exactly what
It's
Dave
what I
said,
just
but-
said.
Yeah.
But it's fine. You're drunk. We get it.
Why don't you make me ejaculate keys? Come on down.
Ray J says that the spaceship is in a town called Tyler. That's your name, buddy.
This is getting so confusing to me.
Ray J is my favorite fucking character in this game because he is dad jokes and heels. And I feel like
What's your favorite season?
of dad jokes,
Weather.
of weather, fall or autumn if you're pretentious.
Is there any other, like, fall and autumn? Does summer have a summer, spring, winter have another?
I think it's summer.
Just summer is another name for it. Like, just fall has, just autumn and fall have alternatives.
Fall, yes. Winter, I think, is just winter, or sad times, as I like to call them. And then spring is just spring.
Melissa was mad this year that her birthday was on like 70 degrees when normally it snows. We are both very much winter people.
Yeah. You like the winter? I like the cold weather, but I do not like the lack of sunlight.
I'm with you, Dave. I like autumn.
Man, fall is where it's at. I see what you did there. I see that you let everybody know that you're smarter than me.
I often have dinner in autumn.
Also,
Not supper in the fall. No, dinner in autumn.
the British office is far superior to
Dinner.
the American office.
Dinner and supper are two different things.
That's true.
What's the difference?
One's earlier than the other. Supper, I think.
Supper
is,
designates an
yeah,
evening meal, where dinner was like just like your biggest meal of the day, I think.
Dinner's second supper.
You know about second supper, right?
I do not know about second supper.
Supper.
Please teach me. I do sometimes eat dinner twice, so because I don't eat
Oh,
breakfast.
that's just fourth meal.
Yeah, that's just a good old Taco
And
Bell.
11
Right there. Phantasy Star IV?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
dad
sure.
jokes and healing.
Dad jokes.
Ray J.
Ecto
Healing.
Cooler.
So he was your favorite character.
He's my favorite character because
Okay.
he is just a pure healer. He does not bring anything else to the fucking party.
He looks
other
like
than
a
healing.
Githyanki.
He does look like a Githyanki from D&D.
All green.
Or a
yeah.
Githzerai, I guess, whichever.
Whichever
Tyler,
side of the Civil War you fall on.
Tyler, do you have a favorite character?
Demi,
Demi.
I thought.
No, Demi.
Demi,
Okay, you
yeah.
didn't. Sure.
Or Alice.
Nobody
actually.
likes Seth.
I love Alice.
Nobody likes Seth. Okay.
We'll get to Seth, or we won't.
I did really like Seth.
Did you?
Yeah.
right.
And just the little snippets of dialogue you get from him,
Well,
and like once you find out who he is,
Right.
like it's I don't know, it's just funny to me. But
all the compliments. We will maybe eventually
Okay.
get to Seth.
Okay.
We are on point 19.
That's not bad. That's more than I thought.
That's pretty good. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right. So the group makes it to the town that's named after the bearded host Tyler and finds Pirate Tyler's spaceship hidden under his grave. The name of the
Daryl's
ship.
tomb.
Yeah, Daryl's tomb.
Tyler's tomb.
The name of the ship supposedly is meaningful. It's Landale.
I'm gonna
which
put
is-
something under your tomb, Tyler, when you die.
Oh shit! I'm outliving you, and you know it.
We can play some bets.
Yeah.
You want to play some bets? We want to have a good old fashioned Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can play the game.
Tadpog Nation Deadpool.
Which host is gonna die first?
Out of everybody who's hosted on Tadpog who's going to die.
We can make a-
What's the death order?
We can make a Facebook poll on that. Yeah.
I hear that those are illegal. So we should
Death
maybe
polls?
consider
Really?
that. Deadpools?
That'd be good. I'd like a big 30 option poll on the Facebook group.
Right.
I guess-
Which host will die first?
I guess it would make sense that it's illegal, given that it would possibly give incentive to kill somebody.
I think
so
that is why
Maybe
it's
this is
illegal.
a bad idea. Yeah.
I think that's
Okay.
why it's illegal.
No Deadpool.
What is the
sorry.
disclaimer? Please do not kill.
Yes.
It's fine.
Just throw it up there. Rules and conditions. So
But it's Blake.
Blake is going to die first?
Oh yeah.
No.
His indulgent. That fucker eats. Oh no, he's.
Oh
no,
yeah,
he's-
like
Have you seen photos of him recently? Dude looks fucking great.
Yeah.
Looks fucking great.
Still. I
Looks
can
like a
Blake.
goddamn model, this guy. Like every time I see a photo of him on Facebook, it's like, this guy.
And man, if he listened,
What
he'd
a,
be flattered.
what a transformation.
What a transformation from that fat ugly fuck.
I didn't say that. Those are your words, Drunk Tyler.
No, Blake's pretty.
that guy that used to breathe heavy because he was eating hot and ready's.
Yeah.
He did do that. I can't argue against that.
No, it's fine. I'd top Blake's fine.
So, The group flies to Koran, where they discover that Dark Force is what's causing the power loss on Wren's satellite. You fight Dark Force. You defeat Dark Force.
Yeah, this is the battle that Wren was the only one in the party left.
I had several battles where it was just Wren standing against a boss and using items to restore my healer.
Oh no, I just gave up. I did my, like, every few turns I would do a recover and then just attack.
I tried to be a good boy.
Yeah.
Keep everybody alive.
Oh, fuck
I tried my best.
Fuck them.
I gotta bring Ray J back, man. So after Dark Force is defeated, Wren makes some adjustments, and the group flies back to his home satellite, and Wren restores the power. The problem is the blizzard is still fucking raging on Deseris, so the group heads... Ray J
has been preaching the whole time that it wasn't the satellite that was causing the blizzard, it was ice demons.
Right.
That were causing the blizzard. And when the blizzard continues after the satellite's fixed, he's like,
he says again, it's Gara Burke Tower. It was recently erected, and ever since it went up, it's been a fucking monster
Gara
farm.
Burke, son of Brooke Burke.
Yes, Gara Burke. Gara the Sand Burke.
Or instead of saying it's just gold flakes that make Josh vomit.
In a big urn that choke both you and me, Josh. So Wren decides, okay, we got to figure out this didn't fix the blizzard problem. I know where there's a vehicle called an ice digger that you guys can use to fucking just roll over ice like it's no big deal. So Wren gives him the ice digger, and he's like, we got to go to the Climate Control Center, a thing that I should have told you about earlier because the phrase climate control is in it. You think that might help with a blizzard?
It just makes me think of the first episode of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon where it's like the weather bomb. Slightly cloudy, mild showers, total chaos.
God, I hope I can find that on the internet.
know, in case we need total chaos weather. For all the cults.
So the group drives the fucking ice digger to the Climate Control Center where a dude named D.L. Millars...
D.L. Hughley's son. He's a bunch of pop culture
fucking appears and reveals that this was a trap, and he attacks the party. And then that's it for the Climate Control Center. They fix it, and they're like, nope, still didn't work. Ray J is like, I'm telling you, I fucking told you twice. It's Gara Burke fucking Tower. And they're like, you're an alien. Shut the fuck up. You're a second-rate citizen.
Shut up, Piccolo. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Pretty much. Us humies know better than you. Humies are talking. You just heal the party, okay?
See, that'd be a good, what's that, like Sawyer. Man, why don't you shut up, Piccolo? Make little nicknames up for everybody.
So the group discovers a town that's overrun with a sickness that turns people into zombies. It is discovered that the illness happened right after Gara Burke Tower appeared, which Ray J kind of just says again, Gara Burke Tower, I've been trying to tell you guys. And then Ray J falls victim to that very illness.
Yep, he just passes out.
Passes the fuck out. Rune diagnoses it. Guess what it is? Black energy wave. Same shit that killed Alice. So you know what that means. Fucking Dark Force is involved. They take Ray J to the clinic of an Esper village called Mies. While they are at Ray J's bedside, the town becomes alarmed. This Mies town becomes alarmed because...
Did this come before Final Fantasy VI? I wager it did.
I don't know the answer to that question. I could look it up real quick. Why do you ask? Because of the Esper? The term Esper. I don't know the origination.
Ted Woolsey lifted Espers from Phantasy Star IV.
Do you think that might be the case?
Possibly.
It could be.
Because they were, what, Phantom Beast?
Going from Phantom Beast to Esper is a pretty big leap.
Yeah, I'd see that.
I'm really interested in that. I'm going to look it up. Phantasy Star IV came out, initial release December 17th, 1993, and I will do a search for Final Fantasy release date. That was April 2nd, 1994. It is possible.
Yeah.
It is possible.
I'm going to be willing to bet it was.
I mean, we've already mentioned that I really do think that that whole scene in Hojo's lab with Genova totally came from Phantasy Star IV with the very similar looking lab and fighting a monster called Guilja. Like, I mean, I think that's like too
coincidental.
Yeah. All right. So an Esper girl from Mies has decided that she has had enough with this Garberk Tower bullshit, and she is going to go take care of it herself. The town is concerned that she will be eaten by the carnivorous trees which block her path. That's probably a good concern. So the group decides to leave Ray J in the care of the Espers, and they meet up with this Esper girl. Her name is Kyra.
Yep.
They unsuccessfully help her kill the trees. And she reveals that if she could only talk to Lutz, who may know how to defeat these trees.
The tree battle is, again, a battle you're actually supposed to run away from.
It's impossible.
Yeah, you can kill them, but they immediately
just
regrow,
right.
and you're back to where you start. Yeah, there's no real indication of what you have to do until you run away, till you just say fuck it and run away. Thankfully, I remembered this time to run away. I remember playing before. I was very stubborn and kept trying to kill them.
Did you die?
And yeah, I eventually died. Yeah, and it was just game over. So
It is kind of like a bullshit thing. I hate it when RPGs do that, where it's like they don't really give you any indication in the battle, right? That you can't defeat them.
maybe like after round 4 or 5, just a dialogue line that, we should run away.
Just pray.
Especially from Rune, who is in your party, who is Lutz and knows how to defeat the carnivorous trees. You think while you're fighting it, he could be like, guys,
Chaz needs to figure this out for himself.
he'll never learn.
He must forge his own destiny.
So Kyra joins the party because she needs to talk to Lutz. Thoughts on Kyra?
I
the
liked
Esper?
her.
You like
I
her?
liked her. She was a good enough healer by herself, and she had offensive spells, magic, just like Rune, only just watered down Rune.
I missed that Ray J though. I missed that.
Watered down Rune, so Rune. She looks like the main character from Phantasy Star II.
She does. Yeah, she does. Because she's all like blue haired with the headband, with like the gem on the headband and all that stuff. So you go back. Rune's like, come back to Esper Mansion.
Yeah. X-Mansion, where all the gifted children live.
Right.
That's
Rune reveals that he is Lutz. And to prove it, he shows them his sweet telepathy orb.
I was always confused. The dialogue really threw me off because, okay, as far as Rune's lore goes, their memories. He was a third generation Lutz, right? Third, am I getting
Third
it
or
right?
fourth, I
Fourth,
can't
something
remember.
like that. So he's an ancestor of the original Lutz, who put his memories in a telepathy stone.
Right.
And like every offspring from then on would gain the memories.
Is it offspring or is it just someone who's selected?
I thought it was down the line. I thought it was bloodline, but I may have
That's very
misunderstood.
Dune.
But what I never got was, did he just now like do that then whenever he proves to you that he is Lutz? Is that the first time he uses the telepathy stone to get the memories?
I don't
or
think
did he
so.
already
I
do
think
it?
he already did it and
Okay.
knew, and he's just been a fucking dick.
Dick.
This entire
Okay,
time.
because that's what I was wondering.
Because they never show him, like, when they show up there.
Yeah, there is no scene.
Right. There's no scene of him touching it. And he just walks in and is like, get out of the way to the
Right.
guards. And they're
Right.
like, oh, okay.
Oh, it's you,
Right.
sir. Yes.
Yeah, they step aside. This is another case of, like, you couldn't have fucking told the group of this, like, yesterday?
So yeah, so I don't. That whole scene is weird, but you get enough information. But it seemed to me like he didn't have the knowledge beforehand. But they like just cut that scene out.
It's sloppy.
So, yeah.
it's sloppy, and it's like, as much as I like this game, I feel like this is one of those where like it's just a vestige of just the way RPGs work in the early 90s and late
Yep.
80s,
Yep.
where it's like town, dungeon, boss, gear up, town, dungeon, boss, gear up. Like, that's what the formula of this game is. That's the loop, but they're like really trying to like cobble a story together around it. Like, they have a story to tell, but it feels like they haven't really mastered like how to tell that story well and also keep that RPG loop going.
Because like, no, what 90% of each like game or like team that makes a game, like they don't have like writers. Like no one does, which is like game devs like trying to figure out how to put a story together.
Right. Yeah, that's gotta be hard.
Yeah.
So they learn from Rune/Lutz that they need the Eclipse Torch at Gumbius Temple. I like that the name of the fucking temple is Gumbius.
We need the POG key to get in.
Right? Well, it's like that has to be a translation joke, right? Because like all of like the aliens on Deseris look like fucking
Gumby. Yeah.
They're all green and like lanky, and they totally go into giant books and have adventures. So I feel like that was like kind of maybe a joke. So the Eclipse Torch at Gumbius Temple might be able to destroy the carnivorous trees. So the group heads there. The priest at the temple refuses to give them the Eclipse Torch because it is too important. It's an important relic to the temple. No sooner does he refuse, 3 sorcerers appear and steal the Eclipse Torch, announcing that they are from Air Castle.
Right.
And then they disappear.
This dungeon, Air Castle, is where I nearly gave up.
Air Castle is the longest dungeon in the game, and it is, I think, it has the hardest. Besides the last boss fight in the game, I think it has the hardest boss fight.
Yeah, I was totally unprepared for the boss fight. I was handling the enemies in the castle okay,
Sure.
so I thought I could handle the boss okay. So I made sure I was healed up whenever I fought the boss, and then they just one-shotted me.
Oh, yeah.
I was at full health, like a decent level, and I just get one shot.
Because they have that AoE
Yeah.
that like just devastates
First
everybody.
round they used it, it's like a attack.
Yeah, because it's 3 sorcerers. And this battle, like this is the one where I mentioned like in one of our previous episodes that there was one point in the game that I had to grind, and this was the point. Because I fought that trio of sorcerers and was like, holy shit. This is way above my pay grade. And I had to grind for like an hour, and then I fought them again, and I barely beat them. And that is after like this dungeon is massive. Like there aren't really save points in dungeons in this game except for this dungeon. They have a point where you can restore health and save your game, and you can only get there after you unlock it. So like this dungeon is designed for you to go in, finish one part, leave, come back, and then do it again. It's a very like this would if I weren't determined to finish the game, this is where I would have stopped playing. But once you defeat the 3 sorcerers, which are named Thul, I guess they just all have the same name, or one is Z, one is one is Thul.
From what I understand, I haven't played the other Phantasy Stars, but I think they're villains from one of the other Phantasy Stars, Phantasy Star 2 or 3 or something.
The dude that lives there, Lashiak.
Yeah, because they stole the Eclipse Torch to lure Rune or Lutz out. This
Right.
is an act of revenge. This is a trap they are setting up to get revenge on Lutz.
Right. And that's further shown when after you defeat the sorcerers and you go to grab the Eclipse Torch, it turns into a monster that you fight, a weak monster that you fight. It's like a shade or something like that. And the moment you defeat it, Lashiak appears and launches his ambush. I didn't think that he was that hard compared to the sorcerers, but once you defeat him, you get there's this cut scene where you actually grab the Eclipse Torch from him. I think it's Rika who jumps up and grabs it, and then his air castle, which is literally that. It is.
Yeah, it's an air castle. It's a castle that was floating in the sky, and the planet underneath it blew up. So now it's just floating in space.
Right.
Right.
It's Minecraft physics.
Yeah.
So once he dies, the castle starts self-destructing. The group uses the Landale to escape back to Gumbius Temple, where the head priest thanks them and allows them to take the relic. They then take the relic, they take the Eclipse Torch to the carnivorous trees, and they burn those fuckers down, finally revealing a path to Garaburg Tower, which is a really
Fucked up tower.
weird dungeon.
Yeah.
It's all like this Akira style, like
Yeah, because it's like flesh and flesh and blood and
Eyeballs
bone and eyeballs. Yeah,
Not like any other dungeon in the game. I thought it was kind of cool.
So it's a giant mimic. Okay.
It is a giant mimic, yeah. So you go through this small dungeon, and at the very end, you find Dark Force again. But this time, Dark Force has evolved. I didn't think this was a tough fight.
Darker Force.
Darker Force, exactly. Once he's defeated, the Garberg Tower disappears, the sky clears up, and Kyra the Esper leaves the party. Gumbius Temple also blows up. So at Gumbius Temple, the priest that shares that Dark Force was just a tool of something called the Profound Darkness.
Right.
Dark Force, the thing that you've killed twice, it's revealed, came to Deseris in search of Rykaros. The place where all answers lie, I think is the phrase that he uses. All of this is very draconian, cryptic, where it's just like...
Yeah, I think even the bishop, I think, is that the name of the character that you get that you have to go see after the temple blows up. He's like a seer or something, and he kind of gives you this exposition, but even he doesn't know what it means.
Right,
So,
right, exactly. And after talking, he does mention something called the Arrow Prism. And Rune has heard of the Arrow Prism.
Oh, yeah, I know what that is, of course.
I know. What a fucking dick this Rune guy is. Like, if they didn't set him up as a dick earlier in the game, like that somehow makes it easier to swallow, where it's like, well, maybe he is just a giant fucking dick.
Dicks are easier to swallow. Oh.
That depends. So
Not Master Mold. Oh.
Rune has heard of it and notes that it is in a place called Soldier's Temple, which is back on the first planet, Motavia. The group heads there to Soldier Island, where they meet Seth, the last party member that you will find in the game.
You get to this, you're going up to the temple, you've got to go through these caves to get there, and right before you go into the caves, you meet an archaeologist.
A traveling archaeologist.
A traveling
is what he calls
archaeologist.
himself.
He wants to,
An Indiana Jones.
Yes.
he wants to join your party. And my favorite thing about him is... first of all, you kind of get some indications on who he is through a little bit through the dialogue. He's really impressed, like how strong you guys are.
You're right.
Wow, you guys are really strong. How did you get so strong? Oh, we trained. Trained, huh? Interesting.
He's super nice.
Yeah.
But like you go through the dungeon with him and he compliments you several times.
Yeah, but if you use him in battle, he's got all these like really destructive like dark magic powers.
Oh yeah,
like,
and they're really good too. Like I mean, that dungeon is a fucking breeze because it's like this very nice guy, this trustworthy fellow, just blasting everything with dark energy.
So
you get to the top of the temple, you find the Arrow Prism, and the moment that you do, Seth transforms into the third incarnation of Dark Force. He is the strongest form of Dark Force, but I still don't think he was like really that tough. Once you defeat him, the Arrow Prism lets off this beam of light that points just into space. It's just like there it goes, and they decide that they need to follow that line, right?
Right. Well, the light appears before Seth turns.
Oh, that's right.
Because Seth sees it, and now he knows where to go.
Is. You're right.
Yeah. So then he transforms. But
you're absolutely correct. Once you defeat Seth / Dark Force, they get all up in that Landale and fucking fly. They fly after that light. And that's where it's revealed that there is a fourth planet in the solar system that's hidden. It cannot be seen. It can only be seen, I guess, when the Arrow Prism is used, or it's like every 1,000 years it comes around.
It's a little of both. It's got like some kind of mystical barrier on it, and it's
magical bullshit.
Yeah, magic bullshit. And just its orbit around the sun, it only the star, the orbit, it only comes close to that star every
1,000 or something.
Yeah, 1,000 years or something like that.
As a kid, this enthralled me so much.
The hidden planet did?
Oh my God. Where you could get in your ship and choose what planet you would go to. I remember just sitting there and staring at at the new fourth planet. I thought it was so fucking badass. It made me like, I thought that was so cool, and it made me interested in Pluto as a planet.
Pluto's not a planet, Tyler.
It's a dwarf star. Back then it was a planet.
A
though.
dwarf planet.
A
Dwarf planet. Thank you. Not
Were
a
you
dwarf
bummed
star.
out when they like nixed it? Or like, sorry, there's just 8 now?
A little bit.
Yeah, I was too. Because I just felt like
if it makes you feel better, there's a theory that there's another planet out there somewhere that we've like detected gravitational pulls from this thing. We've never spotted it, so there could be a Rycross out in our
love
solar
it.
system
I'd love it.
somewhere.
only we had an arrow prism.
We need to ask our God man to
Right.
find.
That's a good idea, Dave. How did you get so smart? You guys are really, really smart.
Josh, have I mentioned how strong you are?
But I remember, this part was my favorite part of the game because, of course, this is where you find Mirror Alice and all the kind of stuff.
This
But
is like going to the
Yeah.
moon in Final Fantasy
It
II.
really
Yeah,
is. That's a
I
really
loved
good
it.
point.
And I remember, Josh, in the Lego universe, I named a character after Rycross, which we had our shining force of the Lego universe. There were 2 robots. Because I remember, because you'd bought the figurines. They were like Z-bots.
Yeah, it
or
was a
something like that.
transformer.
Yeah, because
I don't remember which transformer. It was an airplane transformer.
Because there were 2. There was the one, it was like green and yellow. It had like a basketball or whatever in one hand, and I named that one Rycross. And the other one was the villain one that we eventually recruited to become good, named Terez. And although Rycross, like, okay, well, because I love that thing part in Phantasy Star IV, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The villain robot turned good was, because I called him Terez, but that name is from Lufia 2. In one random dungeon, you fought like a weak-ass like scorpion called like an Anterez. And I remember I was like playing that game while I was trying to name this character, and I was like, okay, I'll just shorten that. There we go. That sounds cool enough.
Have you talked
You
about
weren't wrong.
the Lego universe?
A little bit, not a whole lot.
A long time ago. I think it was like in the first like 10 episodes.
Yeah. Because I mean, the Lego universe, God, between both of us, we had to have like,
$800 worth of Legos.
yeah, I bet 60 characters in all with backstories and equipment, and
Yeah,
they would take
we had
turns being
spreadsheets.
stars, and
We had spreadsheets like drawn out with every character, their equipment, their like class, special abilities, stuff like that. Yeah, we were.
yeah.
Where is all this stuff now? Is it in your mom's attic?
I have the spreadsheet here somewhere. Josh and Ty, those original Legos, are in my desk.
Nice. What about the rest? Do you have the rest of them
I'm not sure where they are. Those I'm really not sure.
scattered to the corners of the earth?
Yeah. At some point, like Ryan was still young, and we would get in such bad fights because like I'd have the Legos set up and I'd play with the Legos, leave the room, and he would come in and reorganize all their heads and helmets and hands and weapons and shit like that. Oh, fuck. Never come close to killing someone in my life that when Ryan reorganized all my Lego heads. Their characters, they look like this, Ryan.
So how did how did the story of the Lego universe that you created conclude? Or did it?
I don't think it did because we would split up whenever we would hang out at each other's house over the weekend, we'd bring them all together and have these big
They have an
battles
epic battle
and stuff
somewhere.
like that. And then for the week, whenever we had to go home because we had school and all that, we would split up the party. And every time it was a little different. Maybe these guys stayed with Tyler, these guys went with me.
I mean, how many though? Like when you say split the party, like I mean,
We had like 60 Legos.
that's a
split
lot
up.
of yeah.
Yeah.
And these are just Lego
60
people.
But yeah,
Men,
we would call each other daily and update each other on what was going on in the respective universe.
So when we got those characters back, we would know what happened. and
Right.
We'd build the story on from each other.
That sounds like fun. How okay? What grade was this? Like 6th grade kind of deal?
All through middle school, we did
Okay.
it.
And little college.
I knew this. Yeah, right.
I remember around this time, like we started playing a lot more Final Fantasy VII. That was when we probably
Yeah, that was
stopped.
middle school. That was
94-ish.
late middle school.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. It just kind of fizzled out, I guess. And then
I remember having one like giant battle I remember on your bed in your new room at your parents' house because you had a room with Jared for a long time.
I shared a room with my brother. We had bunk bed. I got old enough. I needed my own room. Damn it! So
you need your own masturbatorium.
yeah. I needed a place
with
to
a
jerk
square
off.
of carpet for me to come on, so it's fine. Yeah, I remember their last adventure.
Yeah, I wish I could,
I
but
wish I knew that too.
I feel like you owe it to your Lego people
to finish it. Yeah.
To go back now.
I do. I think that you should go back. We'll just look. We can just.
I mean, I've
record
got
it.
Josh and Ty. We can do it right now.
Let's just do some stop motion. Like let's fucking put it on the rec. How would you like it to end?
Requiem for a Wednesday, and then it's just us.
Josh and Ty ass to ass.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think on Parks and Rec was Requiem for a Tuesday was his stop animation.
I
his
gotcha.
claymation.
What were we talking about?
Rycross.
Phantasy Star.
Rycross.
Okay.
Being like the moon in Final Fantasy IV. I think that's a good observation because it is very alien. It's despite the fact that you've been flying to a bunch of different planets, this is probably the most alien. And it's got this like crystalline theme to it. When you land, a voice tells you that you must prove yourself at the Tower of Strength and the Tower of Courage. And this is actually kind of a nice part in the game because they let you decide where you're going to go first. That's not super common in this game. A lot of it's kind of just like, well, here are the tracks, get on them, and we'll have an RPG.
Did you get the equipment that was in the temple that you landed at?
Yes, a sword for Chaz.
I almost missed it. I did one of the towers first.
Yeah.
And then I went back to heal because you've got that circle
Healing
that
pad.
that you step on, and I just happened to check. I'm like, I wonder what goes this way, and then I find like a bunch of awesome equipment that made the next level so much easier.
I missed them too, but then I used a dirty guide and was like, oh, I missed these things, and just went back. So once you complete both temples where you fight these crystal aliens, LaRoof, the name of the voice that you hear immediately upon landing on Rycross, explains to the group that they are the.
That he is on fire.
Please put me out. We don't need no water. He explains to the group that they are the protectors. And then this is where things get really weird for me, and I'm not sure how accurate I am. There's a rift that's been opened, and darkness is just seeping in there. The profound darkness is coming through that rift into their solar system. Is this correct?
Yeah, I can't remember if you find this out now or toward the end of the game.
I think we're near the end.
Well, okay, but there was a god. The god split into two,
Right.
light and dark.
Right.
They fought. Light wins and banishes darkness.
Right.
But every 1,000 years, the barrier weakens and it can kind of exert some force. But this time something's different. Oh yeah, I remember. The solar system was set up to contain it, sort of like a giant magic circle or something. But the planet, that one planet, was
Parma.
Yeah, Parma.
That blew up.
It blew up 100 years ago or whatever. So now the seal is weakened enough it can actually come through. So your job,
Up top.
so your job is to go into that dark dimension where it has been sealed away and kill it so it'll stop.
The next note I have is Chaz gets upset.
Yes.
So I don't.
Chaz is
a little-
getting upset.
It's a little too much.
I don't know exactly what
He saved 3 planets already, but like saving the whole universe is just a little too much for him to take.
It's not even the universe. It's the
Yeah,
fucking solar
solar
system,
system.
Chaz. Come on, man. Small potatoes. So Rune then brings Chaz back to Esper Mansion, and Chaz undergoes a trial to receive a sword called Alcidion. It's a powerful sword that as soon as he touches it, he sees all the memories of heroes from the past. So he sees Alice. He sees Nay from Phantasy Star
I think
2.
it's actually their ghost. They're like spirits.
Force ghosts?
Yeah, our Force ghosts are bound to this sword. So
Which I think is really nice. Like, even as a guy who didn't play the other Phantasy Star games, like, it's apparent to me that, like, they are trying to, like, this is the end of this story. And they're
'Cause
trying to wrap it up.
And you see these heroes where they're kind of like watching over Chaz now. They're
And you see the first party from Phantasy.
Yeah.
So that's what I hear they are. I saw them and I was like, I don't know who these guys are. And then the guide was like, this is the party from Phantasy Star 1. Okay, cool. So you get that sword, and then immediately afterwards, Demi calls Wren and tells him that there is a disaster on Motavia. A giant black hole has appeared on that planet, and everything around it has died. Rune says that it is a strong form of the black energy wave, and you gotta go and you gotta investigate it. And this is the part of the game you're gearing up for the final battle, and this is the part where you have to choose a fifth party member you have to assemble your final party. Four members are static. That's Chaz, Wren, Rika, and
Rune.
Rune. Thank you. And then you have to fill in the fifth character with either Demi, Ray J, Grizz comes back, everyone else that you've traveled with, minus Seth. You have to choose. I know Seth. That would be interesting.
He's just like eyes and tentacles like coming out of him.
Just a dead body. Seth's body.
Is Han a choice in that?
Han
at
is
that
a
point?
choice. Yeah, Han comes back. The only one I guess who doesn't come back is Alice.
Yeah. And they're all leveled. They all have equipment that's on par with their level, which I didn't realize because I was like, fuck, I don't want to level up Grizz. I don't want to have to level up Han.
Right.
And so I would choose usually one of the others. But
Who did you go with?
I went with Kyra.
You went with Kyra?
Yeah.
The Esper? Tyler?
Ray J.
Ray J. Yeah, I went with Ray J too.
Ray J, 2 shields, just mass heal, blomp, 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 blomp.
Yeah, I needed that healing. I seriously needed that healing.
I did appreciate that they explained why you can only take 5 members of your party. Did you catch that? Instead of a lot of RPGs where they're too big of a party will draw too much attention. You know, they have crowns. You get an item like a special crown that you can equip in your helmet.
That'll
slot.
keep them alive in there, right? Is that right?
Yeah, they made it's you get them from LaRouf, who made them, I guess. But each one for each planet in the solar system. So you only have 5, and otherwise you go into that extreme form of the dark energy wave and you'll just die. So that's the only protection you'll have from it. But you can only equip a certain one on your 4 static, and then your miscellaneous party member, you've got the 5th crown you can use on any one of them.
A lot of the ending, I have to be honest with you guys, a lot of the ending got fuzzy for me because I could tell that it was almost over, and it was just like I was sleepy, and it was like I just want to get I don't want to pause this and pick back up again. I want to get this done.
Well, and Ray J's the only person who gets hit with dark energy and is like, oh, I'm sick. Oh, no, I'm better now. No, this thing that destroys everybody. No, I'm better now. I'm fine.
It's no big deal.
Cool.
Yeah. So you then you take the party, you go to the black hole, you go in it. There's a psychedelic dungeon. This part of the game actually reminded me of Earthbound because it's all like Dark Side. It reminded me of. Is that it? Moonside. Thank you. Because it's all these like neon like bridges and just space backgrounds and just crazy shit that's a maze essentially. But it's like an easy one. I feel
Rainbow
like to
Road
navigate.
is weird.
It was a pretty easy dungeon, and I just ran away from every single thing.
Yeah, because you know that you're gonna fucking fight the profound darkness at the fucking end. So why fight any of this? I'm with you. So you get to the end. There is the profound darkness. You defeat it. It looks like a big fucking monster. You defeat it.
So is any of them my final form? It's very Lovecraftian. It's just like this mass of mouths.
Yes.
At the beginning. Yeah.
And then you defeat it again. And then it's its final form, which kind of looks like, to me, it looked like a giant space drider. Because it has like the face and hair of like...
it's got boobs too.
How'd I miss the boobs?
Yeah, it's got boobs.
I believe
It's got
you.
boobs.
I believe you. So you fight it in its semi-humanoid form, and this is where, like, this was the hardest fucking fight. Because, like, there were several times in this battle where it was just Wren standing. Trying to get Ray J back up so that I can get the rest of the group back up so that they could deal damage. Finally, you defeat the profound darkness, and it's revealed that you're all going to die in there because it's collapsing in on itself, and you've got no way out. And
Dormammu,
yes,
I've come to bargain.
right. The fucking Alcidian shatters. And it does have boobs. I don't know how I missed the boobs. Probably because it looks like a man with bolt-ons.
Yeah.
Looks like Culex from Mario RPG.
It does
With
look like
boobs.
Culex. With boobs.
Booblex. Booblex?
Booblex. The memories and the force ghosts.
Memories.
The memories of
Yeah.
everybody inside Alcidian protects the group, and everybody gets out alive.
It explodes. It doesn't just protect the group. It
shatters.
explodes. Yeah, it shatters.
I said that, but you
Oh, you
were
did.
looking at the boobs.
I was looking at the boobs. I was a
I
little
get
distracted.
it. I get it. Yes, it shatters, so you lose the sword, but the force ghosts come out of it and protect everybody, and you get shepherded out.
And they're stuck in the dark dimension that was where the profound darkness was banished.
They are? The force ghosts are?
I mean,
we assume?
I mean, why wouldn't they be?
guess.
You're stuck in that dimension.
That makes
They
me-
shatter their vessel is shattered now, so they're just loose in this evil dimension. So
That makes me a little sad.
yeah, this is their sacrifice. So
That's the end of the game. Cutscene plays out where Wren and Demi are like, all right, we're going to go do android shit on our satellites.
we're built to fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to do that. And they're like, Rika, come with us because you are a product of AI. And Rika's like, okay, I'll go with you. And then Chaz and Rune are left on planet, or Grizz is just like, bye. And Han is like, I guess I'll go.
Hoot hoot, asshole.
Right? Didn't even choose me as the fifth party member. Why did I even fucking go back? Han goes, I guess, to fuck his fiance. And then Rune says something like dickish to Chaz. And then there's a scene of,
Your dick is small.
right? So small.
I think he
Ninja
does.
vanish.
He does say something like, "We'll probably never see each other again. Goodbye."
Yeah. I mean, it's very like, wow, this Lutz guy is a fucking asshole. So there's a scene of, I assume, the Landale flying away. Rika sitting there. You
We're
can-
taking the only spaceship in existence around here.
Bye. Rika, you can see that she's kind of like not sure about what's going on. The ship keeps flying away, and then she decides to jump off the ship
Into Chaz's arms.
into Chaz's arms, which I assume would kill him both, or her both. But she is the perfect life
yeah,
form.
she is a
so-
genetically enhanced, perfect life form. So
And at this point in the game,
55.
Chaz was like level 55 for me, so I guess he could take it.
yeah,
He catches her, and then the next scene, I guess, is just them like sitting.
yeah.
in
They
the
put
meadow.
on comfortable clothes, like
Yeah,
weird,
doing it
weird,
so
like,
right.
Yeah, they are doing it so right. And then the game ends with a shot of the statue of Alice from the first Phantasy Star. There's a statue of her in the game, and it's a shot of her with some butterflies flying around.
And it says Finn.
It says
why did
Finn.
why did games say Finn? Because I remember the Final Fantasy
To
games.
seem important.
Did they? Mm-hmm. That was the only reason there wasn't.
I mean,
It's in the gaming community considered like France is the strongest of the endings. The French ending
Yeah.
is what it's normally called. So they say Finn.
they all enjoyed independent French films.
I don't. Oh shit!
That's it. That's the game. We fucking made it. I know it was painful, but we are fucking done.
That was painful. I think that was pretty good.
Fantasy Star 4.
You guys have any achievements?
I do.
I had
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
We shared some of them
Yeah.
on the last time we talked, but
Do you want to say them again, just in case, or
mine were all Tyler related. Because
that was what
Tyler,
mine
you're
was,
here,
yeah.
so they're all Tyler related.
Oh.
I've got 3 more achievements. First achievement. Can we go around the table? I think it'd
Sure,
be
I've only got one more achievement besides the one I did the other day.
all right.
So-
I'll go first.
Okay.
Here's my first achievement. It's called Fool Me Once. And in order to unlock Fool Me Once, you need to defeat Dark Force, his first form.
Okay.
All right.
My achievement is I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. And that is unlocked whenever you fight the sandworm as the first optional hunter mission.
Yeah. That's a hard fucking mission.
Yeah, it is.
Tyler, do you have any achievements?
My first achievement is Red Ribbon Army. which is a Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z reference. In Dragon Ball Z, it's the 2 androids that come back from the Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah.
So you unlock that by beating the game with both Wren and Demi.
Awesome. My second achievement is called Shame on You. And in order to unlock Shame on You, you need to defeat Dark Force the second time in the game. Does anyone else have an achievement?
I think I know where your third one's going.
My third one is Full Man Can't Get Fooled Again. And in order to unlock that, you gotta defeat Dark Force the third and final time.
Josh, I've got 2 more.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to skip.
It's okay. I've got foie gras.
Ugh, that's a gross shit.
So you unlock that by killing 100 birds with foie.
Awesome.
And the last one is, that's Mara's sister. And that is you recruit Kyra, because her last name is Tierney, Mara Tierney, who is an actress in some things.
What is she in?
Liar Liar. She's the mom in Liar Liar.
Man, your Liar Liar game is on
There you go.
fleek.
She's also a doctor in ER.
Wow.
She is Robert California's wife in The Office.
I see. So what do you most, what brought her to mind? Just the name or?
I just remember her name. Whenever I saw, when I was doing some research, Kyra Tierney, I was like, oh, Mara. Achievement.
You are good with the actress names.
There you go.
Tyler. I have had a time talking about Phantasy Star IV. We got through all 40 some odd fucking points.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. We talked about circumcision in the fucking savannah.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about fucking suicide notebooks. We talked about a lot. We covered a lot of ground.
It's true.
Some would say we had a Monday and a Wednesday episode in one episode.
That's very true. Well, by the time we're done, that'll be about the case.
It will be. But before we close things out, I've got a couple questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
The first of which is, if you were to give this game a beard
Mm-hmm.
that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would you give it?
I would give this the beard of one listener, Gates Elliott.
Gates Elliott, a
Gates.
listener of ours.
He is he's a little older. He's a very old school gamer. So the way I consider Phantasy Star is Genesis, not in our wheelhouse, an older game.
Right.
Because he is like the Apple II gamer.
Oh, okay.
So that's his area of expertise. It's different from ours. It's older. Phantasy Star IV, Gates Elliott's beard.
Okay. That all makes sense to me and checks out. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glass would you give it?
I would give this the glasses of one Genesis fan, Cody Stinson's glasses.
Shadowrunner.
Shadowrunner Cody Stinson.
Why is that?
Because he loved Genesis games. This is a Genesis game.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right. All right.
Logic checks.
Yeah. It's an older code, but it checks out. I have one more question. This is for everybody here. I want to know how much this game is on Amazon. If you were to buy it right now used on Amazon, how much do you think you would pay for it? And is it more or less expensive than what you can pay for it on Steam?
Oh, way more expensive than Steam. Way fucking more expensive.
How much do you think it is, Tyler?
$50.
$50?
Brand new on
Josh?
Amazon.
Not brand new.
Or just used. Okay, just anything on Amazon.
Used.
$17.99.
$17.99. Actual retail value of Phantasy Star IV for the Sega Genesis used on Amazon at the time of this recording is $39.99. This game was $100 when it were released.
Damn.
Yep.
Wow.
Whoa.
Who the fuck would have bought that? I mean, this is a great game, but $100?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. It might have been $99.99, but yeah.
Still.
But yes.
I mean, I thought paying $80 for Mario RPG was like, holy shit.
Now, it was, from what I understand, it was a special cartridge because the game was so fucking big, and that's what caused the price to be so high.
Did it come with a bundle with extra DLC?
I think, I could be wrong, but it might have come with a strategy guide.
Were there,
That's just a guess. But
I think there's a different costume for Chaz.
yeah,
could have
the
unlocked,
sexy costume.
yeah.
Or Ray's naked. Yeah.
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 Palette swap, just flesh tones.
Han is in
She's still
full.
got the big shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Just fleshy
Get
shoulder
Seth
pads.
at the beginning of the game.
Han is in gimp gear.
Yeah.
It's like full mask, everything.
Season pass, baby. Do we do other things on this show? Or is this it? Are we done?
We're long. We're way long.
I know,
so,
yes. Thank you
So,
for noticing.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody.
It's that extra bit of flesh on the end.
You can find the show iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. Next episode, more Death Genesis list. I'm not sure what's next.
Mortal Kombat 2 is next. We've already talked about that game for Super Nintendo.
Yep.
We had talked about doing a different game, but
I have an idea.
We'll sort that shit out. Okay.
Boogerman.
Boogerman? You want to do Boogerman?
Boogerman.
All right. I was thinking, okay, let's do it.
Or do you have another idea?
We had talked about Golden Axe too.
Oh, we had that came first. Let's do Golden Axe.
But I'm fine to do either. I think that Golden Axe 2 is probably a better game.
There are more games that we've already covered, so yeah, let's do Golden Axe then.
All right. Okay.
Let's see. Hey, you want to send us something? People do that. It's awesome. It's great. We makes us talk less about female circumcision. So if you want to send us something, please send it to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, PO Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
Hold on.
Oh shit!
Last one in my bag.
One of my favorites. Oh, California Republic. This barely has one head.
What is
That's
it?
Fine. This is the state flag of California.
But what is it?
It's a postcard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucking postcard. Love it. Tadpog, there are not enough heads on this bear by half. He knows.
Yeah.
For chivalry, Ramon. Thank you, Ramon. You knew exactly where I was going with that shit.
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw it too. I cannot see the California flag and not think of
Yeah.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just impossible.
The NCR.
It's impossible. If you want to give us a call, you can. 270-225. Oh my God, I forgot our phone number.
270-883-2555.
Thank you. You can call us there if you want.
You take some time off, Dave, and it just loses.
Seriously. Yeah, seriously. It was just like a fucking void in my mind.
That's a dark energy void
I know.
that you've got. It's an extremely potent dark energy.
It's my
void.
black energy wave.
Yeah.
I thought I mentioned earlier that I was Seth, didn't I? I also want to take just a moment to thank a few people who have recently donated on Patreon. If you enjoyed this and would like to support us, you can do that, and we love it when you do that at patreon.com/tadpog. I'd like to thank Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins for upping his pledge significantly. I'd like to thank Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue for increasing his pledge, riding that penny train. Toot toot. I'd like to thank Magical Sleeper for upping his donation. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Tadpog Santa Jack of Ziggy Moons Akemi for upping their donation. Thank you very much. Riding that penny train. Toot toot. And
Your whistle's right there.
I know, I just like doing the toot toot. I just how I feel right now.
I've got the D20 for the guy who does the D20.
Oh, because he rolls the D20 and
Yeah,
adds
yeah.
that amount. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. Well, there's that sound effect. It's a 2,
So you're dictating?
I guess. I don't know. I was just doing it for the sound. And thought I would inform you what I rolled. I knew somebody out there would be curious. So.
I would like to thank our very own trash bear, Joseph E. Willard III, for upping his donation, riding that penny train, toot toot, and Bailey War. I'd like to thank, I'm sorry, Bailey War.
War?
It's war.
War.
Never
I always want to say war, and it's not war, it's war.
War never changes.
War
Get
never
rid of that
changes.
R, Bailey. God, it's confusing.
Who I would like to thank specially because she's a new donor, and also Drew already donates, so I feel like that's a really nice thing, and she left us a super nice note saying that she really appreciates what we do, and that was really nice. It was a good thing to read in the time off from the show. So Bailey, thank you, and I'm sorry I fucked up your name on the first go. I'd like to thank Platinum member Brett Miller for upping his donation, riding that 4-cent train. Toot toot. Thank you very much. And I think that is it.
How you gonna close this out? Oh, we have shirts. Amazon,
Yeah, we do.
Tadpog.
Our intro song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. A link to that track can be found in the show notes at tadpog.com. I do not know how to close this one out. Josh?
As your favorite Phantasy Star character.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
So until next time. Tropical Capricorn. Robot vagina. Because I am Demi and programmed to fuck.
You can't mutilate genitals if they're not there to begin with.
Sure, it just detaches. It's like a USB drive, the clit. You just unplug it, plug it back in.